Hello and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. We at the Museums of the University of St Andrews will be encouraging you to take a 10-minute break to listen to museum story time. The objects in our collection have led fascinating lives and also tell the story of those who have also led fascinating lives, and this is our chance to share those with you. I'm Sophie and I will be your host today. Today we are going to be looking at St Andrew. The end of November is a special time for Scotland, as the 30th of November is St Andrew's Day, named after Scotland's patron saint. What you may not know though is who he was, his connection to St Andrews, and why our fair town came to be known as St Andrews. Hopefully I'll enlighten you with the answers to these questions today. St Andrew, also known as St Andrew the Apostle, was one of the 12 disciples of Jesus and brother to Peter, another of the apostles. He was originally a fisherman, and along with Peter was called on by Jesus to become fishers of men. He was also said to be the first disciple that Jesus gained. Andrew is said to have been martyred on an X-shaped cross or saltire, hence the saltire cross of St Andrews on the Scottish national flag. An interesting fact, St Andrew is also the patron saint of Greece, one of Russia's patron saints, and also for the country of Barbados. The remains of St Andrew were later taken to Patras in Greece. Legend has it that there, one of the monks, St Regulus, also known as St Rule, had a dream to hide some of the bones. The bones were then moved from Patras to Constantinople on the orders of the Holy Roman Emperor Constantius II in or around 357. They were then housed at the Church of the Holy Apostles there. St Regulus then had a second dream. He was told by an angel to take some of the bones of St Andrew to the ends of the earth and protect them, and build a shrine wherever he ended up with them. And so St Regulus set off, and with him he took, from St Andrew, a kneecap, an upper arm bone, 3 fingers and a tooth. His journey, however, did not go smoothly. St Regulus, or St Rule, was shipwrecked off the East Fife coast near to St Andrews. At that time, St Andrews was not known as St Andrews, but instead was known as Kilrymont, meaning the Church of the King's Monmouth. Monmouth meaning a headland, as St Andrews sits on the headland of the East Fife coast. It was also a place, from what we gather from the sources, of great importance within the Celtic Church at this time, and so a fitting place to bring the relics of St Andrews to. St Rule then established a shrine for St Andrew on the site of where the cathedral now sits. St Rule's Tower in the cathedral grounds is named after him, and as you also might know, our lovely hall, St Regs, is also named after St Regulus. Although the legend is a great story, it is more likely that the bones of St Andrew were brought to Britain in 597 as part of an Augustinian mission, and then later moved to Fife in 732 on the orders of Bishop Acca of Hexham, a well-known collector of relics from the time. St Rule's Church was started in 1130 to house the new order of Augustinian monks who were to be based there. However, it soon became clear that St Rule's was too small for this new order, and in 1160, not long after, building work began on St Andrew's Cathedral. St Andrew's Cathedral, however, was not consecrated until 1318 in the presence of Robert Bruce. This was after many years of hard work in building the cathedral. There was a fire, wind blew down some of the nave, but eventually it was consecrated in 1318. At this time, St Andrew's Cathedral was the largest church, if not the largest building, of all of Scotland, a fitting place to house the relics of St Andrew. The relics of St Andrew would have sat at the high altar of the cathedral in a magnificent reliquary box, and pilgrims would come from far and wide to pay their respects. The status and wealth of the town increased from these pilgrims visiting, and St Andrews was elevated to an archbishopric in 1472. The status of the town increased dramatically with the building of the cathedral, and the name of St Andrew or St Andrews became attached to the town from about 1200. The old name of Kilrymont fell into disuse by this time, and the growing cult attached to the bones of St Andrew gave its name to the town. St Andrew, however, was not made the patron saint of Scotland officially until 1320 at the signing of the Declaration of Arbroath, 2 years after the cathedral was consecrated. You may wonder where the relics of St Andrew, which were housed at the cathedral, are today. During the Reformation in 1559, John Knox, a famous Protestant reformer and preacher, held a sermon at the Holy Trinity Church in South Street in St Andrews. It was there he roused the congregation, who entered into a fury, and they descended on the cathedral, destroying much of the interior and tearing it apart, as it was seen as a big emblem of Catholicism. It was at this time the relics disappeared, and we know not where they are today. A sad ending to our tale. However, the relevance and name of St Andrew live on in the name of our fair town today. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you a wonderful St Andrew's Day, filled with new knowledge of how this day and its namesake came to be. Thank you all for listening, and see you next time. Bye.